How's it going, everybody? Broke Boy Tactical here, and I hope you're all having a good night. As you can see, we've got a Benchmade unboxing slash review here. This is a remake of a video that I've already made. I am revamping all of my reviews and unboxings now that I've kind of got my newbie anxiety out of the way. I'm a little more coherent and a little less rambly, so I'm just going to remake all of them. Just full disclaimer. So we are a beginner and budget-friendly EDC channel. If you're new here and if that interests you, hit like and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, thanks guys, I love you, thanks for all the support. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. So before we go ahead and get into the knife, this is the box that you're going to get with typically with your Benchmades. Handle with care, they come extremely sharp. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, Benchmades are absolutely wonderful knives. We're going to be doing a review of the Mini Griptilian and S30V, and it's just a black FRN. This is the basic entry-level Benchmade, least expensive one you can buy. This is all you're going to get in your box. This is the receipt from where I bought it. I didn't order it online. This is your warranty information. Make sure you keep that. It tells you, especially if you're going to be customizing your Benchmade, lots of aftermarket support for these. Hold on to that warranty information. It's a lot of detailed information on how you can void it and how you can avoid voiding it. So that's your box. Not bad. And I'm big on boxes. I always like to remind people of that. I know some people think it's weird, but I'm big on presentation, especially when you're spending $120 on a pocket knife. So it's going to come in this nice little, like microfiber cloth, and I do keep it in here even when I store it. This isn't customized or anything yet, but I do want to take care of it. Not the cheapest knife in the world. As you can see, it's a Mel Pardue design, CPM S30V steel. And CPM is, what that stands for is Crucible Particle Metallurgy. And Crucible is a company out of Albany, New York, and they've been making steel for damn near 100 years, if not a little over. They've been doing this for a long time, and they're really famous for their particle metallurgy or powdered metallurgy. And if you don't know what that is, it's a way of forging steel. And all steels have molecular contents that are different. And what particle metallurgy does is it spreads out the molecular content more evenly throughout the blade, meaning you're not going to have high chunks of carbon here, or weak spots anywhere. It's just going to be more even across the blade. It's just a more finite, precise way of making good premium knife steels. So, this is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian. It is a really good looking knife for the money. Yeah, it does come with these FRN scales, but honestly, Benchmade's actually got another term for it. It's not really FRN. They kind of do the cold steel approach. I mean, it is FRN, but they have their own name for it. And to be honest with you, I've owned a lot of Spydercos, and this is in no way me shitting on Spyderco, but a lot of them, their entry-level knives or their lightweight models, they come with FRN scales, and these just feel a little bit more high quality than Spydercos do. I'm just being honest. I love Spyderco, but these do feel a little bit more high quality than Spyderco's FRN. So I really don't have a problem with them for now. So for $117, what are you getting? Like I said, you're getting a CPM S30V steel, and it's a right at the lower end of super steels. It's a great entry level super steel. A little bit harder to sharpen. It's got a very high Rockwell content, I think around 60, 61, maybe even 62 in some cases. It's going to have decent corrosion resistance and excellent edge retention. That's what S30V is known for. S30V, S90V, S110V are all famous for their edge retention, and they're also famous for being a little hard to profile. But once you get it profiled and once you get that edge on there, it just stays there forever. I'll get a piece of paper here and cut some stuff up for you, because we all know if you're doing a knife review, you got to cut something, right? Yeah, razor sharp. And it did not come this way, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. It did not come razor sharp. This edge was atrocious, and I've heard that Benchmade kind of has this problem. So Benchmade makes excellent knives. Before I dive into this little thing that Benchmade's known for, this does not mean that they're bad knives. They do hand sharpening, and I do appreciate that. But you got to remember, guys, they are a company run by human beings. Human beings are going to have off days. They're going to make mistakes. Even with the most premium, prestigious companies, something like Benchmade or Spyderco, or even maybe more of a semi-custom company like Tops, people that pay really close attention to their knives. I mean, you can get something with a bad grind. And that's exactly what I got here. I went to my local Ace Hardware, and I saw it sitting on the shelf for $106, which is $10 cheaper than it is online, and I was like, box it up. And I've always passed up this knife because I was like, geez, $117 for FRN scales. It doesn't even have a deep carry pocket clip, you know, just S30V steel. I was like, it's got a good warranty. It's an American-made company with a good reputation, but you know, when you're looking at it online, there's just nothing really appealing about it. You know, you're like, yeah, it's a pocket knife. It's got a deep, you know, it's got a pretty cool blade profile, but other than that, it's just, you know, it's a pocket knife. Nothing real special going on here. But when I was able to hold it, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Box it up. So much fun to play with. And I've got to say, I was really happy that I bought it, but it came with an atrocious grind on the edge. One of them was close to 20 degrees, and the other one was at about 15 degrees. And if I can get the tip in focus here, do you see how it's way flatter on the right-hand side? God, I got to get this in the light here. There we go. It's a little flatter on the right than it is on the left. When I got this, before I profiled it, it was completely flat on this side. There was no like angle on the tip or anything like that. This edge was completely at 15 degrees, and this side was at about 20 degrees, and I had to profile it to get it down to 15 degrees, and as you can see, I use it. It does need a touch up, but it's still really sharp. And once you get it there, I mean, it's totally fine. It was completely fixable. It's not like a damning flaw. Now, if you don't know how to sharpen knives, and especially if this is your first knife, profiling S30V is a bitch. It took me about 4 hours to go down about 5 degrees on one side, and that's with a basic little work sharp right here with a 320 grit stone. Profiling this was a bitch, but it was easy to do. If I had a better sharpening system with coarser stones, I probably could have removed more material faster, but this took me about 4 hours to fix. Now that, like I said, now that I've got it to where now that I got the angle to where I like it, it's totally acceptable. It's totally fine. It's sharp as hell, and it's been staying sharp, just like S30V should. So it was obviously heat treated correctly. Somebody was just having an off day while they were, you know, sharpening this. So this little lock here, as you see, I'm pulling down on these tabs. This is called an axis lock. This is patented by Benchmade. It's basically, if you're familiar with SOG, they have something that's pretty similar. It's called a crossbar lock. Basically, this sits on a spring, and it's on like retention. You see it moves back, and then it locks forward. And to get it to close, you pull them forward like that, and your knife closes. So opening it takes no effort. Closing it takes no effort. Drops completely free. When you first get this thing, it can be a little stiff. But trust me, just mess around with it. A little hard to do on camera there. Sorry, guys. That was user error. Just, you know, play around with it a little bit, and it'll loosen up. It's a completely fidget-friendly knife, and it's also very secure. No blade play. Mine came with really good centering right out of the box. It stayed that way. It's just a very solid knife. Honestly, I do think it's even worth 120 bucks. This pocket clip, I was a little worried about it first, but honestly, this isn't coated. This is like a black stonewash finish. I mean, look at all like the tooling marks and the scratches and everything on here. I honestly don't know if I do want to replace this, because I think this is gonna, you know, get a nice patina. This is gonna age really nicely, actually. I might get a deep carry pocket clip, but the black ones are coated and they wear away and they look like shit. So if I do get a deep carry pocket clip from Benchmade, I'm going to probably go with the satin finish to match my hardware. But do I think that this knife is worth it? Absolutely. One of the things I love about these knives, whether it's the bug out, the mini bug out, the Griptilian, or the mini Griptilian here, is that they're really customizable. Benchmades have excellent aftermarket support, just like Spyderco. You can get scales. You can get pocket clips. You can get different colored hardware, stainless steel hardware instead of aluminum. You can get titanium hardware, I mean different colors. You can get glow rhino tritium inserted thumb studs, meaning that in the dark these will permanently glow, blue or green, whichever color you get. Glow rhino is really cool. I mean, there's a whole, I mean, the sky's the limit with Benchmade. You can get them in scales in G10, micarta, carbon fiber. You can get titanium, brass, copper, stainless steel even, aluminum. I mean, the sky's the limit with these. There's several different companies that make scales for Benchmades. I know that Flytanium is a perfect example here. They're a sister company to Benchmade. Benchmade owns Flytanium, and they make aftermarket support products for their knives. I mean, they're wonderful entry level premium knives. You know, $120. You're getting a entry level super steel. It's not the best, but it's still a super steel. You're getting a very sound quality knife, good locking mechanism, very strong, also very fidget friendly, which I do believe in your pocket knife is very important. Being able to play with it is important, but it's also important that it be, you know, strong. And Axis locks are known for being strong and fidget friendly. So, totally worth the money. I wanted to revamp this video because I feel like I was just going, and stuttering over myself a lot. I did the review a little premature. Now that I've been carrying this about a month and I've broken it in, I have a much more deep appreciation for Benchmade. Was I upset about the edge? Yes. But I have another Benchmade. It's a fixed blade, and I'm going to be doing a review on that next. It's going to be posted tonight right after I post this video, so stick around for that. This has been the review on the Benchmade Mini Griptilian Mel Pardue design in CPM S30V. We'll see you next time.